President Duterte will be meeting virtually with China's Xi Jinping at the latter's request. President Duterte insists he will not be endorsing any contender in the presidential race, but one analyst laments this move, saying Duterte's endorsement might change the course of the upcoming polls. Some health officials are suggesting the use of expiration dates on vaccination cards to encourage more people to get all the shots available to them. And BTS member Park Jimin delighted and confused fans with his childlike April Fool's shenanigans. Fast, focused, and fearless. Here's everything you need to know to jumpstart your weekend. I'm Riza Diaz. President Duterte will be meeting with China's Xi Jinping on April 8. The president himself announced the meeting, which the palace said will be held virtually. Presidential spokesperson Michael Ablan added that China initiated the meeting, but he said the matters to be discussed in the meeting have yet to be finalized in the coming days. Ablan also couldn't confirm whether Duterte would raise the West Philippine Sea issue and the ongoing Russia-Ukraine crisis with China's leader. Now, despite endorsing a host of senatorial aspirants and even his daughter's bid for the vice presidency, President Rodrigo Duterte says he will stay out of the way when it comes to those gunning for the highest post in the land. Maricel Halili with the report.
For the first time, President Rodrigo Duterte personally attended a proclamation rally of his party, PDP Laban, in Lapu-Lapu City, Cebu. Many were hoping that Duterte will endorse a presidential candidate during the rally, but that did not happen. Prior to Duterte's announcement, PDP Laban had already endorsed Ferdinand Marcos Jr. as their presidential bet.
I am not supporting any presidential candidate. Neutral ako. So this is not a campaign because I am not campaigning for any particular candidate.
Despite maintaining his supposed neutrality, Duterte said he is partisan in the vice presidential race.
Actually, this is the first time nga gamit na ako ang akong pagkaamahan nga sa nagkuhan ko kaagig sa mo. Pero anak is anak is anak. So, pero may na si Inday, tinuod lang.
During the rally, Duterte raised the hands of PDP Laban senatorial slate. He also endorsed the party's three guest candidates, Mark Villar, Harry Roque, and Gringo Onasan. Even non-PDP members got his blessing, including Alan Cayetano, Cheese Escudero, Loren Legarda, Joel Villanueva, Jinggoy Estrada, JV Ejercito, Gibo Chidoro, and Mig Subiri. Before the proclamation rally, the chief executive attended the joint meeting of the NTF-LCAC. During his speech, Duterte joked that it would be cheaper for vice mayors to just pay someone to ambush the mayors of their localities than run in the elections.
Kamu mga vice mayor, ayaw na lang mo dagang eleksyon. Ipaambos na lang ang mayor. Paambos na mo. 50,000, larga na.
The president also claimed that he fired a number of environment officials due to alleged involvement in corruption, particularly those involving reclamation projects in Manila. The palace was quick to clarify that he was not referring to former Environment Secretary Roy Cimatu, who resigned in February due to health reasons. For News 5, Maricel Halili, We Are One News.
One expert says the president can shake up the presidential race if he changes his mind and decides to endorse a candidate. Speaking to the Chiefs, DLSU political science professor Francisco Magno said Duterte will most likely stay true to his word and not endorse any presidential candidate. But Magno said this is a shame since Duterte's endorsement will carry a lot of weight given his current high approval rating.
I think the difference, Luchi, is the very high approval rating of the president. So very much different from President Cory or President Ramos.
Yeah.
Maybe ang mataas lang noon si Pinoy, no?
Yes.
Kaya lang may controversy nung huli. Mama Sapano tsaka yung
Yes.
So parang naman walang dumidikit na na controversy.
Meanwhile, Strat-based ADRI President Dindo Manhit said the president seems to be making a fool out of the public with his senatorial endorsements. Manhit said that Duterte shouldn't be throwing support to more than 12 senatorials since only 12 will be elected anyway.
Ang dami niyang in-endorse ng senador, lampas sa 12. Pwede ba yun? More than 12 names. Niloloko niya kayo. Niloloko niya ang taong bayan.
We'll be back with more stories after the break. Keep it here on One News. You're still watching One News Now. I'm Riza Diaz. Health officials are now coming up with ways to encourage more people to get their booster shots, including the addition of expiration dates in vaccination cards. Gemma Vansenia has the report.
With the country trying to revert back to normal, experts are looking for ways to encourage people to increase their COVID immunization. That is why the National Vaccination Operations Center, or NVOC, is now considering to incorporate an expiration date on vaccination cards. The goal is to get people boosted. As of now, there are only 12 million Filipinos who've had their booster shots, far from the 65 million who have had their primary doses. Aside from the expiration date, NVOC is also looking into including booster shots as a requisite for being fully vaccinated. Presidential Advisor for Entrepreneurship Joey Salceda recommended having booster cards as proof of vaccination in establishments. Despite concerns over low booster vaccination rates, cases have been on a downtrend in the Philippines, with less than 400 cases a day.
We are in a phase of dealing with the COVID that is that has moved already from the pandemic to the endemic situation. So we have to. Most of the European population is triple vaccinated, and we have to learn how to live with the COVID.
Solante adds that the May 9 elections has the possibility to become a super spreader event. That's if majority of voters haven't been boosted yet. As for Solante, being vaccinated is still the key to being safe.
We are going to put vaccination as an important strategy. Not only it will prevent COVID, but it will also prevent long COVID. And there are data that even if you had the long COVID and if you have vaccinated, that risks, that duration of long COVID symptoms will also be lesser compared to unvaccinated.
For News 5, Gemma Vansenia, we are One News.
NTF Special Advisor Dr. Ted Herbosa agrees with the suggestion to put expiration dates in vaccine cards. Speaking to 1PH, Herbosa said an expiring vaccine card may help push people to get fully vaccinated or boosted. He added that this is more important now with other countries experiencing surges. Herbosa said it might only be a matter of time before the Philippines does too.
Ako naman payag doon sapagkat gusto natin ma-update yung vaccines ng ating mga kababayan. We're always 3 months behind the other countries.
Yeah,
the other countries are having surges now, no? So maganda, ready tayo.
Herbosa also said the fourth vaccine shot or second booster dose has already been recommended for rollout, at least for the vulnerable sectors.
They recommend na ang vaccine expert panel ng Department of Science and Technology bigay ng fourth or second booster shot sa ating senior citizens and mga immunocompromised o yung may ibang sakit, yung may ibang illness. So yung vulnerable lang, hindi general population. So ibig sabihin nun, yung may risk na ma-hospital or mamatay. Sila yung recommendation. It is under review. Nire-review na ng ating technical advisory group of experts para may hinihintay naman ng IATF yung recommendation na yan.
Now, in some light news, armies were pleasantly surprised on April Fool's Day as Jimin of K-pop boy band BTS decided to join in pranking fans. Jimin took to Instagram to replace his profile picture with that of his boss and HYBE CEO Bang Shi-hyuk. Now, he also wrote the father of BTS on his bio. Meanwhile, Jimin also tinkered with the official BTS account on Twitter, but later confessed that he didn't know how to bring things back to normal. In true BTS fashion, the move instantly trended on Twitter as amused fans posted screenshots and expressed their confusion. Now, those are the top stories of the hour. Join us later again at 9 in the morning as we continue to monitor the day's biggest stories. You can also catch One News on Signal Play app. Register for a free account now at www.signalplay.com and stream One News live anytime, anywhere. I'm Riza Diaz. Mask on, wash hands, and stay safe, Philippines. We are One News.